m'appelle Frédéric from Campus Saint-Jean. Does everyone know Campus Saint-Jean? Oui? Do we have some alumni from Campus Saint-Jean? Some students from campus? Yeah? Yeah? Great? Okay. So yeah, merci beaucoup. Thank you for having me here. I was just invited to talk to you about the opportunities for post-secondary studies in French here in Edmonton. So we have French and bilingual programs here at Campus Saint-Jean. Hopefully it's not repetitive for those of you that know, but so this is our Prezi that we have. So if you look here, this is our logo and our philosophy at Campus Saint-Jean. So our pillars, I might struggle because I'm used to doing this in French, so if I'm stumbling. So we have Unité, Diversité à l'Université. So unity, diversity at university. So for a couple different reasons. Normally this presentation is about half an hour, so I'll just skim through given that we're limited on time. So our pilier of unity, so unité, is for two main reasons. So for one, we're a very small campus. So for those of you that don't know, the Campus Saint-Jean is under the umbrella of the University of Alberta. So it's one of many faculties of the U of A. So we're a French-speaking faculty. So University of Alberta has about 39,000 students. We have 700 students. So it's very small. So our unity aspect is that everyone gets to know each other very quickly, and that the teachers know you for your name, not just as 1 out of 100 students or 400 students. So that's the aspect that people get to know each other really well. So become more like a community and like a family at Campus Saint-Jean. The second reason is that there are definitely a lot of different levels and accents and origins of French. However, that is the one thing that keeps us unified as well, is that everyone who comes here has decided to pursue their education and they're living in French. So that kind of unifies us as well. But even if it's small, it doesn't mean that we're not diverse in its own way. So for one, the Campus Saint-Jean has students from about 30 different countries. So we have people coming from France, from Burundi, I have a colleague there, from China, from Madagascar. So there are people coming from all over. So it is small, but it's also very fruitful in that sense. Another thing is the focus on bilingual education. So the multiple different languages happening there. So French and in English. So this is probably quite obvious for you, but one thing that we like to say to the students, especially the high school students, is the value of pursuing your education in French in an English environment. So for one, you have lots of different travel opportunities at the University of Alberta and Campus Saint-Jean. So do you know what study abroad is? Have you guys done sort of like, it's a program that allows you to study in a different country for either a semester or an entire year. So that's cool because the price of studying as an international student is obviously a lot more expensive. If it's within the Campus Saint-Jean Study Abroad program, then it's the same price as you would pay to study here. So definitely encourage looking into that if you guys want to try different campuses all over the world. Also, job opportunity, studying in French in an English environment is really good as well because you have the best of both worlds. So you have the fluency of keeping up with your French, but also finding jobs in a bilingual environment. This is just a picture of Edmonton when we present to those who don't know Edmonton very well. So one thing about the Campus Saint-Jean that we like to focus on is l'aspect communautaire, so the student life and the community experience. So there really is something for everyone. There's about 25 student clubs. So that can be anything from sports to music to arts to leadership clubs, almost anything. So if you come and you realize that there is a club that you would like to be part of that isn't there, you can gather your friends and make your own club as well. So it's really community and student life driven. This is just a list of some of the countries that we can go visit and study abroad programs. Kind of everywhere. Alright, so the Résidence Saint-Jean is another important part of the community life and student life for Campus Saint-Jean. It's reserved priority for people that come from just the outskirts of Edmonton. There is spots available for people that live in Edmonton, but they're just not priority. So it's a francophone residence, a French residence, so there's an expectation that we speak French. And that's to just keep up with the language. And they say that those that live in residence will maintain their French 3 times faster. So the one big bonus about the Résidence Saint-Jean is that you don't have to share a room. You have your own bathroom and your own room. No bed sharing unless you want to. The only thing we really share is the kitchen and the living room. So the kitchen is shared with about 6 other people. So that's really recommended for those that come from the outside of the city because it gets to know their community really quickly. And it's like having a support system right from the first day. So la centrale, je ne sais pas si vous connaissez la centrale. No, that's good. That means you didn't have to use it. But la centrale is a student resource center that's free for our students. So this is where I went because I used to be a student at Campus Saint-Jean and now I work in student services. This is where I went to be able to pass my statistics course because I wasn't very good at it. So this is for the students, by the students. So 3rd and 4th year students will help tutor for free 1st and 2nd year students. So it could be personalized or group tutoring. So that's a resource that I really recommend going to for any subject. In English, French, math, chem, basically whatever we have. So another good point is that our class size is about 17 students per class, so you can get a lot of one-on-one with your teachers that way. So if after la centrale you still need help, the teachers are often really available for tutoring and help. Just a mention for La Bibliothèque, it's the largest francophone library in the west of Canada. So there's a lot of resources. If you're looking to just learn French or even have access to other resources, you can come as a community member, not just as a student there. So you can come in and talk and get, I think, a $10 membership or something, and you can have access to the library. All the resources in French, and there's databases that allow you to get books brought in from all over the province as well. So now there is talk of programs. So this is the part that gets a bit confusing for the students because we are the U of A first, and then the Campus Saint-Jean after. So we have some programs that are taught entirely in French, and then some that are a bilingual partnership with other faculties of the University of Alberta. So the ones that we would offer, that we would do the admissions for, would be the Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Education, and a combined Bachelor of Science and Education. So education would be either elementary education or secondary education. And that is done pretty much all in French. You can do some courses, some option courses in English, but for the most part it's done in French. We really recommend, if you do want to go into education, to take it in French if you can, because the jobs that come out of teaching after this degree are plentiful. I think every student last year who graduated got 3 job offers. So there is this is with the Technique, the diploma program is with the Centre Collégial, and they found a need for more technical and applied skills in the community. So that's where that's starting. So this is the first program we've started. The second one that will be coming up is tourism and hospitality. They are looking to have like an aid, like a more health-driven.
Would it be healthcare or right into nursing, where you have a screen to get into the main nursing program if you change your mind after?
Okay, it doesn't actually stream. That's one thing to keep in mind, is that for the bilingual, the college program, because it's a partnership with NATE, it streams into the NATE. So you could continue on into NATE with like an applied business degree at NATE, but not yet, or not directly with the University of Alberta. So you are recognized as a University of Alberta diploma, but then if you will continue to do the 4 years, it'll be a NATE diploma.
Is there any way to maybe try to do some of the program at NATE, but get a little bit more credit from U of A to get that U of A degree rather than the NATE?
Not yet. That's not what part of like the negotiations that they've had yet. But hopefully that would be something that they would be able to install at some point. But for now, yeah, it's just the 2. There's either the 4-year with U of A or the 2-year with NATE, with possibility of continuing on. I mean, it is good because NATE is a recognized institution with applied and technical stuff. Like that's where it's good, because you get the status sort of NATE and really applied skills that they're quite good at. So yeah, we'll hopefully be keeping up with the college and getting more diploma opportunities. And the last program that we have is engineering. So just the first year is done in French at Campus Saint-Jean, and then you become a student of the Faculty of Engineering. So that's just basically the averages for this are the same as the Faculty of Engineering. The benefit is that you start in smaller classes, and if you're more comfortable in French, then you get that first transition year in French courses. So yeah, we have about 9 programs altogether included. We're a little bit low on resources because we're at the end of the year, but I did leave a few on the table and my card. So if you have specific questions, if something's piqued your interest, you can just call me or email me and we can go over the different details and options. One thing to keep in mind too is the scholarship opportunities by studying in both campuses. There's a Alexander Rutherford Scholarship and different variations of that that gives you money just for studying in French. So if you do 60% of your course load in French, then you get $1,000 in that per year. It's a recognition from the Alberta government just for studying in French. Because it is like shown that it's an extra challenge for people to be studying in both. So there's that. And then there's scholarships from the U of A and the Campus Saint-Jean specifically. So that can be through marks and GPA, but it can also be involvement with the community leadership scholarships. So I wasn't a student that had 90%, but I was able to pull from other areas. So it's good to keep in mind that there's scholarships for involvement in the community as well, not just for your grades. So that's really cool. And things might be. Right, I don't know what my time is like. Oh, so okay. So yeah, that's where I'll wrap it up for now. It gives you just a little bit of a taste of what we have to offer. We do campus visits to guided tours at the Campus Saint-Jean. We're open all summer. So if you want to just come by and check it out, we will be happy to have you there. Different events going on. Next Fest right now with arts and music is happening through Campus Saint-Jean. So are there any questions? Yes?
The program that I need was like a 2-year program in engineering. Is that transferable to go into the bachelor's?
That's like a power engineer.
This power engineering is chemical, so they usually have 2-year programs.
Yeah.
I'm asking if those transferable into the university.
I don't think it is. No, the University of Alberta's engineering program is pretty particular with transfers. There's only a limited amount of spots, and I think it has to be through another, like a partnering university.
Okay.
Yeah.
Engineering, maybe in a francophone, fully bilingual medium at Campus St. John or something in partnership? Is there
I haven't heard that talk yet. The ones that I've heard would be the leadership hospitality one and the health care one, but we are hoping at some point to be able to cover all of the different aspects of it. So if it sounds like that's something that would be of interest in the community, then it would be.
Interested candidates, would Campus St. John then respond?
I think that would be the kind of sort of pressure that you would be looking for, because it's one of those things you don't know what to offer first. Do you try and offer the program and then see if there's interest, or you do interest first? So because they're building, I think if they would see that there is a push for that interest, then they would be willing maybe to more invest in that area than try something else that they're unsure of the interest of. So yeah, if you do have a particular interest, we can definitely connect you with the directrice of the Centre Collégial, who would be doing a lot of that initial building of programs. Here. Un grand plaisir. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you so much, Frederick. If you have any more questions to her, I think she's gonna leave soon, but we can give you her email and then you can